This is an example of patient workflow taking phone calls using the messaging system rather than the task system. So in my user template master, pretend I'm an assistant here taking a phone message. I'm going to click the messages area to load up my message area. I'm going to relay a message now to one of the providers, namely myself for the time being, about a patient call who is wanting a refill of medication. I'm going to go ahead and link this message to a patient chart. I'll use one of our sample patients for this purpose. And I'm also going to go ahead and add to patient chart. This is really the hot point of debate here, but basically adding to the chart creates a message note in the chart, which is very convenient. And every reply to this message further adds to that message note, which is very convenient as well. So basically, patient having worse symptoms, wants Rix as discussed at last visit. All right, and we're going to go ahead and send that over. So that basically takes care of it right now for the assistance role. I'm going to load up my other instance of Primesuite here that I have logged in as myself. And notice in just a moment, if I hit the refresh, notice the A. Rogers mail button has lit up, indicating I have a brand new message. Hooray, let's go read the message. It's from my assistant template master, and it's saying, oh, the patient is having worse symptoms and wants a refill, wants a prescription as discussed. So from this tab here, while not even closing this tab, we can actually open the patient chart, review the patient chart documents. Notice that there's already a message created that the patient wants a refill, so we're already creating that documentation stream in the chart. And then from the patient chart, we can, of course, read prior office visits, of course, and decide what's right for the patient, and if it's appropriate, go ahead and prescribe. We can go ahead and do our prescription from here as well by going down to that cogwheel by the medication list, running through the whole prescription process here, and sending the prescription over. And then when we're done with that, in the simplest case, we could reply this back to the medical assistant, say, we are done. We are done. I sent in the prescription. And that message goes back to the medical assistant and gets added to the chart document as well. There's another area called add notation that really, this area only adds a notation to the chart document, not to the email message thread. So that might be convenient because you might want to add something to the chart, but not necessarily re-inform the medical assistant about it if they didn't really need to know about it. As well, I'm going to go ahead and put this note into one of my folders called About Patients, so it clears out my inbox. And then as we can see, we can go back to that patient's chart. We see there's been a message document type created that lists all the things that I've said. It adds my notation that I added right at the end. It adds my reply to the medical assistant. And it has, of course, the first initial conversation from the medical assistant to the provider discussing the problem. So we've got great documentation in the documents area, and we've got great use of the messaging system.